What's up, y'all? Flux here, aka Mr. Two-Tone Drip. Nah, cause y'all know nothing about it right here. Two-tone, you see that? Right, silver and gray. That's not gray, that's black. You see that right there? You know how much that costs? That's stainless steel right there. That's $12. You know you can't mess with me. Anyway, getting to the actual point of this video. Welcome to a new series. I make a lot of series, I know. But the series is called Bits and Pieces. Basically, Run It Back is, like the main series where we talk about, the discographies, talking about artists from front to back. We go over singles, but I made this kind of mini series, which is unscripted if you couldn't tell from the intro, where basically if I have a topic or if I have like an album that you guys think that I didn't really do justice, or you just want to hear me talk more about it, it'll be here. And if you couldn't tell from the title, today we're going to be talking about Pony, the third album from Rex Orange County. I felt like in the Rex video, first of all, it was the first, Run It Back video that I did. So I don't think I went as in depth as I could have, especially on Pony, because that was like the only album out of the four that I really felt like I didn't really know what to say. At the time when I was writing the script, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I couldn't quite explain why. I'm still kind of mixed on it, but I made this video to, as I said, before, kind of expand on what my issues with it were, so you guys can better understand how I feel about it. And then at the end, I'll give it a re-rank based on, I've re-listened to it a couple more times since that video, and I've gathered my thoughts a little bit more. So, like I said, I don't have a script, but I did kind of, write down some notes. So it's gonna be a short video. Hopefully, I don't ramble on for too long. But yeah, let's go start it. So the first thought that I had is that the clean production on Pony is kind of like a whiplash, especially if you go in order. Like if you listen to Because You'll Never Be Free, Apricot Princess, and then you listen to Pony, it's kind of like a drop off in sound. Not quality wise, because again, Pony was a studio album. So by now he has, a big budget. He's signed to a record label, but the first two albums that he had, especially Because, even though in the video I said that I wasn't a huge fan of it, I could appreciate it at least because, first of all, it was his first project he ever made. He did it, very minimalist. There's a lot of, synth. There's not a whole lot of natural instruments. Even the tracks that I didn't like, for example, let's say Green Eyes Part 2, I could appreciate it from an artistic angle, even though, I said in the video again, wasn't a huge fan. The beat was kind of amateurish, but that's the appeal that at least I got. That's the appeal that I got from Rex, is that he's not trying to be, super out there, because especially for because he was just trying to, process his emotions. And on Apricot Princess, he evolved as an artist and took the sound that he got from Because and used a bigger budget and basically, make that sound flourish, especially on tracks with like Apricot Princess, Never Enough, even some of the singles, like Sunflower and Best Friend. You can see how his Because era of music managed to evolve all the way up to his 2017 era, which to this day I think is probably his best era of music from 2017. But when you listen to Pony, it's not bad. It's not a bad sound. It's just hard to hear. It's hard for my ears to get used to the sound, because most of Rex's music, and I'll get to this point later, but most of Rex's music is, very chill, laid back, like I said, bedroom pop, lo-fi sounding. And a lot of Pony, like a lot of the production on Pony is really, like lush, kind of like walking through a garden maybe. I've said in the video, coffee shop music. Like, it's not bad sounding, but it just doesn't sound like him. I hope I can edit that into a sentence that made sense, because wow. Maybe I can cancel this video. I can write a script for this video before it's too late. My second point, which kind of adds to the first, I'm glad I made a couple points on here that are similar, because it gives me a chance to kind of explain myself better. But the second point on here is that the songs on Pony are either ridiculously clean or riddled with auto-tune. And that was another part of why I couldn't really enjoy this album to the fullest, because from 2017 to 2019, Rex didn't really drop a whole lot of music. Like, it was literally Lovin' Is Easy, which is like that's a very 2017 classic Rex song, synths. It's not mixed super well. Like, I mean, it's mixed fine, but I'm saying you can't hear his voice as clearly as you could with 2019 Rex. But his Lovin' Is Easy, I think he had like a throwaway single in between. And then after that, boom, it's just straight industry Rex. straight, like very clean value Rex, great value. I'm just saying, like, it kind of got hard for me to adjust for him to, it got hard for me to adjust to this new era of music. Like, it's so pristine. Like, he's not really an artist that, when I heard the album, he wasn't really an artist that I'd expect to take this direction. Like songs like Corduroy Dreams, a song about being sad, these early era Rex songs where it's very minimalistic, very laid back. Even on Apricot Princess, like I said, there's songs where the production is really nice. He brings out a lot of instruments and it still sounds like him because he's using synthetic instruments as opposed to real ones. But, it sounds like, it still sounds minimalist. Like it's cool, it's laid back. But when we get to Pony, the auto-tune songs were tricky for me because first of all, I don't really know why he did that because he can sing. Like he's proved that he can sing, and that's not even like a problem. Like if you sing, you can use auto-tune. But again, it's hard to clash because before he hasn't used a whole lot of auto-tune, and on the other side, you have these songs where like he's processed to the point where like his voice is pitchy, or like his voice is higher pitched than it would be normally. So now instead of just he sounds more boyish than when he did when he was 15. Like Because Never Be Free is not a perfect project, but he had more mature sounding vocals on that project than he did when he was like an industry superstar. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it like that. But trying to wrap this up into an actually good point, I wish he would have picked like between like having these auto-tune sounds and synths, or having these like squeaky clean sounds with instruments, because it's hard to intertwine both. It's like you have songs like 10, I'm saying like a lot in this video, but you have songs like 10 out of 10 or It Gets Better, where or Laser Lights too, that has auto-tune in it too. But you have songs like that I thought were okay, even though I'm not really used to that sound. But I also have to get used to like so many more instruments. I think the album is way too clean. It's way too cleanly produced for somebody who grew up and got popular off of making bedroom pop, which is, a lot more amateur and stripped back than this Pony album was. Point number 3, again, piggybacking off the last point, the production on Pony, while very instrument heavy, can sound generic or, again, coffee shop-ish. Like, I can't deny, like, especially on songs like Pluto Projector, the ending of, what's the last song? It's Not the Same Anymore. It's not bad. Like, from a producer standpoint, it does sound pretty nice. All the instruments mesh together and it does sound very beautiful, but it's not very personal to Rex, if that makes sense. Like, again, artists are allowed to change their styles. If they think that this sounds nice for them, then they can use it. But the production on Pony, again, while it's good, I could easily hear somebody like Daniel Caesar do some of these songs, or like Bruno Major. Like, these songs don't really have any individuality to just Rex. Like, if you listen to Apricot Princess, those songs, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, just looking ahead of time, because hindsight is 2020. Like, if you hear those songs, you're like, that's Rex. That's his style. That's his sound. He's been doing that for 2 albums straight. If you count Who Cares, that does sound pretty similar. So he's been doing that for 3 albums. This is what Rex sounds like. But when you listen to Pony, it's like anybody could make this. Like, this, Rex is an okay singer, but literally anybody could sing over this and it'd probably have the same effect. Point 4, I'm almost done. This album, like I said about Who Cares, this album is a lone outlier in his discography, considering that Who Cares goes back to a more synth and a less glossy atmosphere. It'd be one thing if he did Pony and he was like, you know what, I like that. I want to stick to that sound. I want to do more real instrument based, more instrumentation, I guess. But because I'm not sure, I guess, me personally, I heard a lot of people that liked it, but I guess overall people were kind of mixed on it. So after Pony, he, on Who Cares, he did a, more laid back. He got Benny Sings, who did Lovin' Is Easy. They did a lot more chill, bedroom pop angle songs. And because of that, this album, I think, ended up being okay. It was okay. I might have ranked it too high in the video. I think I gave it like a 7. It's just barely a 7. Like it's decent, but because he has the 2 bedroom pop albums, and then he has Pony, and then he has the bedroom pop album after that, it makes Pony seem like he tried to experiment, but it didn't go well. You don't really get a chance to get used to how Pony sounds. It's like you hear that and you're like, maybe if I heard more of him singing like this, then maybe I'd be able to get used to it. But after Pony dropped, he kind of went back to what he was doing before. And the only single that's not for this album that was in this sort of Pony instrument clean production era, I didn't really like either, because again, it doesn't really fit his sound. It doesn't really fit his sound. And we're up here at 0.5. Pony sounds way too safe and inoffensive. Like I said before, I could see a number of different artists singing any one of these tracks and, you know, having the same effect. No other Rex album sounds like Pony, but it was, I feel like, experimentation in the wrong direction. Like, he did branch out his sound, and this album sonically sounds different than all of his other albums, but his experimentation just made him sound boring. Like, instead of his version of a new sound was just doing something that like anybody can do. Like, he took his bedroom pop sound, and I guess either him or the label just thought, yo, if you're gonna be on a label, you gotta, you know, go for a more marketable, a more acceptable sound. So you'll just do straight pop, or you'll do, there's a bits of gospel in here, because I'm pretty sure that was cool at the time, because, you know, Kanye was doing it. Like I said, Daniel Caesar kind of got himself into gospel as well. But it feels like on this album, you know, him doing new things is just either him or the label's version of, you know, let's make an album for everybody. Let's take the individuality out of his music so that we can make an album that's more acceptable for everybody. And I guess that's why, you know, the album cover is white, why he's wearing a white t-shirt, because, you know, this album is, I guess, unapologetically him. And it's very bare. It's very bare. But yeah, that's all the thoughts I really have for Pony. Even though I've been shit talking to this whole video, or trying to, because again, I have no script and I'm not sure how I'm gonna edit this video, because all my thoughts have been very run on. But after thinking about it, after listening to it a couple of times, I'd probably up my rating from a 6 to like a 6.5 at the most. Even though these tracks are okay, you know, I liked most of them. I thought my favorites were 10 out of 10 was a nice one. It Gets Better. Pluto Projector I'm kind of shaky on, because like I said, it sounds good, but it's just a little bit too much for Rex. But yeah, that's it. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys like this. Let me know if you guys think that I should use more scripts for my videos, because wow, my voice is dry. I've been talking for 30 minutes and you probably only see about 6 of those minutes, because I'm not even sure how I'm gonna edit this. I'm used to having a script. I see the words that I read and I say it. You know, I say the words and I edit it. I don't know how. I'm rambling right now. If you like the video, let me know. Comment what you guys want me to talk about. And before I make this video any longer, I'm just gonna cut it off. So peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.